Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review of The Accountant 2 on Amazon Prime. And I did not enjoy this movie. It's kind of another kind of situation where you've got a franchise and the second one kind of changes it up from the first one. Like your Alien to Aliens, more from horror to action with horror elements. Or the Magic Mike series. I know that sounds kind of strange, but the first one was kind of like a serious kind of look into male stripping, and then the second one is just kind of like a more bro movie where they're just doing shit and being strippers and all that. This is going from like Ben Affleck's character Christian Wolf doing stuff and like going through like accounting kind of shit. There's elements of that to more of a buddy kind of shit with his brother Braxton, John Berthenol, and it really kind of fucks up this movie. Like, there are certain kind of sequences that just go on for too long. Integrity Farms kind of joke thing. There's Christian pretty much fucking over a dating app service thing. I know it's played for laughs, but it just goes on for too long and doesn't really go back and connect to the story. Braxton is yelling and psyching himself up to call a woman about a corgi puppy. He eventually gets a cat at the end, which is fine. I got no problem with that. But it is just like, all right. It's just all over the place with that kind of stuff. Because the main kind of thing is we get this one dude pretty much that's into human trafficking. And he's afraid somebody's pretty much going to remember him and pretty much trying to hit and destroy these kind of people. So we get Raymond King... let me see. J.K. Simmons' character meeting with this Anais woman to try and find this family that's kind of disappeared. However, the dude that pretty much is afraid of her has pretty much sent people in. Raymond pretty much kind of almost gets out, but then gets sniped by this one kind of dude who has the presence of, like, cardboard. I mean, he's there, but they don't give him shit to fucking do except get killed at the end. So, Raymond King's fight scenes at least work out pretty well. It's kind of claustrophobic in a bathroom, but it doesn't jump cut too much, unlike other ones. Most of the other ones don't really work as well until you get to the end shootout that Christian and Braxton are pretty much doing to go and rescue these kids that are pretty much being held hostage to keep women in line in their sex trafficking that they're doing. It's like, fuckers. And Christian pretty much is let's see here. He connects with one of the kids. Yeah. Anais's autistic son. Because he feels that he's autistic. But we find out that Anais is the woman that they were trying to find. She had reconstructive surgery and is pretty much just in a permanent state of fight or flight, and she's pretty much been an assassin. And she eventually kills the dude at the end because they give the information. We mainly get the conflict of, let's see, how they kind of do these things to find the family, because we see that Raymond King was killed. He wrote Find the Accountant. This, of course, gets Medina to kind of reach out to Wolf. And seeing what Justine kind of does and how her and the children at the pretty much institute, the Harbor Neuroscience Facility, are able to break in and do all these kind of stuff. And they're trying to find all this kind of... they're doing this illegal kind of shit. And Medina's like, fucking stop this shit. Of course, they also kidnap one of the kind of enforcers that was protecting the sex traffickers and is in her trunk, and that leads to kind of crazy shit, and Braxton's like, oh shit, let me see, she didn't do these two because you did them. And we just see them kind of butting heads of Christian and Braxton, where they of course think differently. So that's of course where the kind of friction is. Braxton is more emotional, where Christian is more kind of detached and tries to look at it logically. And that at least kind of helps, but we still get kind of sequences like we then get him kind of taking him out to a bar and Christian line dancing and getting a number from this one chick and doing a bar fight to kind of make Braxton happier. Which kind of works, but I mean, it's... You ever feel like you see something that somebody said, this would be a cool idea, but then when you try and put that into a movie together, not everything is connecting as well as it should. Like, I don't really have a problem with the execution, but I think that some of these jokes and stuff belong in a different movie. Like, tonally, it just goes all over the place, kind of like certain kind of anime that I watch, where we've got this serious kind of time-sensitive thing of, like, we gotta find these kids and shit like that. And then we got weird kind of things of them kind of like going out to a bar and getting into a bar fight and shit. Again, it's down to the execution. I don't have a problem with these things happening with what's going on. Like, say Christian and Braxton are doing it to kind of just blow off steam or get into a better headspace to think of or try and make some kind of connection. Not really. Because the main kind of stuff was pretty much solved almost from the get-go, except just trying to figure out who Anais is. Of course, this then sets them to going after Burke, the dude. Let's see. The thing is, it's kind of connected because Batu's kind of Braxton's handler, and they had kind of like a contract with the Burke dude, but the thing is, the target needs to die or the client, so Anais pretty much goes there and kills the dude. And Christian and Braxton are able to do at the end and save all the kids because he was going to pretty much have his enforcer dude, cardboard van, take out the children. We get the whole kind of fight scene as they're geared up, and they are taking Alberto to the neuroscience facility, and Christian pretty much floats to Braxton if he wants to go on a hiking trip with him. It's the unevenness of this. It's very much written as a buddy cop, a friction kind of buddy film, and it just doesn't work as well as it should. I don't mind going this route, but it's the execution that really just hampers everything. It's like, okay, are we just filling time to certain kind of degrees, or what's going on here? Because the movie didn't need to be this long to achieve what it needed to do. I mean, it's 132 minutes, and that just felt too long to me. And just certain kind of logical leaps of like, why are we doing this? We could have just kind of like got through this kind of faster, or done this in a kind of better way and just honed in on what we're supposed to do. And that's not to say we shouldn't have character development. Alright? I like seeing what's kind of going on with them and them kind of repairing their relationship at the end. It just didn't work for me on how it was kind of done and what's kind of going on. And then, of course, Braxton was getting kind of pissed off because Alberto was holding the cat longer. And it's like, Jesus. Like, I understand that your brother is kind of hard to deal with, and that's affected you kind of growing up, but just be careful with if the cat's all right and isn't being hurt or anything, I know you want to pet and hold the cat, but holy fucking shit. So I really wouldn't recommend this. I mean, I'm glad that I waited for it to kind of come out. It was like a surprise kind of thing. I'm like, oh, this is kind of interesting. This popped off, and I'm like, oh god, I'm glad I didn't go into the theaters for this one. It didn't even really have a lot of like the accounting kind of work. He's just able to kind of pretty much get it mostly off the cuff, and then the neuroscience facility does even more kind of back work on it. And I don't mind the accountant being an action movie. it helps inform character. It informs who he is, how he operates, all that kind of jazz. But one of the important bits is him like going through and solving puzzles and how he deals with like the accounting of the whole thing and trying to find those kind of details that'll help them. And that just really took a giant back seat for me in this, and why I really wouldn't recommend it if you're looking to more see what you would have gotten from the first one. Yeah. So I really wouldn't recommend this for the story and plot and characters, and definitely not on the action, because most of it's kind of gnarly, in that it's just kind of all over the place. It's more clear when they're doing the whole kind of shootout and taking on Brooks' kind of men at the end. But him dealing with this like pizza dude and trying to get information out of him, it just it jump cut too many times for certain kind of things for my tastes. So I really wouldn't recommend this. So those are my opinions on the movie. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.